And three. Hi again. So I realized that I never actually addressed AB1. AB1 is a bill that I have actually never read. So I'm going to be a little bit, I guess, going by hearsay here. I do rely on Fox News a lot. I think that Fox News is the most, it just insensitive. They don't really care. Like, what anybody's feelings is. They're just gonna give you the news. This is the news. You can cry about it all you want, but that's what it is. Whereas I think that in mainstream media, it's more about controlling people's like psychology and like their whole emotions. Like they're playing with your emotions. They're playing with your emotions. All right, so but okay, so HB1 is really just, I do think that it's a way to keep one party and power forever and ever. Like there's it's like you're gonna reach dead ends like you can't believe. And guess whose fault that's gonna be? It's gonna be the fault of people that actually vote for giving up our vote. What voters want to do is they want to get educated on the voters they want. I get it. Like I love, like some voters are gonna want like like a little bit more of like a obviously thugs and whores are gonna vote for somebody like Joe Biden. Obviously, that's obvious. They don't like they're slobs. They don't want to get up and go to work. They don't have any excuse. They just don't want to go to work. So that's kind of like the way that that's gonna go. But still, you have your right. That's who you get to pick as your candidate. So, but I, well, following that logic, if you look back at the last elections and what's her name from Georgia? Um, sorry, I've been eating almonds. So I have Abrams. If she managed to pick up like so many slobs that are gonna like vote, I seriously doubt that that's the case. I really do, because even if that was the case, she would have probably only brought Joe up to like maybe at the brink of being close to beating Trump. That wasn't the case. I think that as voters, we also have to know that there's places called print shops. They're like a and they're corrupt print shops, and people love this. Like corrupt people, especially. No, no politician is going to admit that they're corrupt. They're not going to say, I'm corrupt. They're going to say, I hope that other people are corrupt enough to vote for me. You know what I mean? Like, so if there's enough votes that are like for example, like all the ballots that were like like they weren't even folded, like they weren't even. So then there it goes. So I'm going to vote for um people have to vote, but people have to vote when they know that their ballots are just there isn't just going to be like these like false ballots. This is it's embarrassing for the country. It should be embarrassing for you as much as it is for me. Um and uh I hate to be the one that says it, it's like it's not exactly being the bearer of bad news. I mean, this is like we just fucking brought into fucking leadership the biggest piece of shit in the world, and now we're just going to be shitted on forever. And I get it, like we can all like pick up in arms, but the whole point was to avoid it, which I think Trump was doing a really good job at. So there you go. This guy just got his molar taken out. Okay. Either way, so I might just be getting a little bit ahead, but I don't think so. I just like just kind of like keep up with the times. Like people like to stall. They like bluff a little bit. And I was just bluffing. But you also just killed 60 people, so let's just not keep the bluffing. So if Jerusalem wants to keep going, man, dude, I'll fucking join them. I swear, I will go and join them, and I'll just like. That's right. I'm a killer. I'm a little killer. Um, Either way, yeah. I mean, I don't have to bend over backwards for anybody. Nobody has to bend over backwards for you. I keep repeating myself. It's like I'm only asking for this. I'm asking for reciprocity. If this is a social contract, the social contract is this: is I'm good to you. I mind my boundaries, and I'm good at minding my boundaries, and you are good at minding your boundaries. We're good. We're all good. We're safe. That's safety. When people want to come and like test your boundaries, and they just want to like be all pushy and be all victims and like, oh no, oh, like what the, all right, so you want to test me? Do it, because my kids are trained. My kids know. My kids already know. Don't get used as hostages, kids. Here you go, fuck them up. Don't even stick to yourself, do your own thing, fuck everybody. Don't get used as hostages, because this is me. I'm not going to be the person that's going to be like all at the mercy of whatever the fuck. So yeah, that's the way I talk, because I'm really do I'm like the next thing you know, I may be in the military. You never know. Women get to be in the military when they're in when they're Jewish. Why can't I? I was never allowed to be. I actually tried. So either way, your vote is important, and I'm going to tell you why the vote of anybody else of anybody is important. The vote of anybody is important because they're willing to stick up for this country, and they're willing to defend it, and they're willing to, and they can say, this is what I want, and they can think about the bigger picture. If you're just playing little games, like put that in its own place. That's like a short talk maybe for something between you and your little girlfriends, boyfriends, whatever, but it's not like a part of like the larger world conversation. You have to be able to stick up and stand up for what you believe in, and even as a small grain of sand, be the person that you are, that's making the contribution as much as you need to, and know that it's good enough, but know that it's because you believe in the union and the nation and what you. So I really don't like all of this talk about, and getting in the middle of things, of course, is not man. I've always told, I don't have like girlfriends and stuff, because like I didn't want to be a part of like being in the middle of their relationships. I don't want to be in the middle of anybody else's relationship. I don't want to be in the middle of anything. Just Come on, think about it. Think about what you're doing. Don't make things more difficult. If you like chaos so much, find it somewhere else. Don't find it in the destruction of other people, because that's exactly what I think some people are trying to do is, well, and it's true actually, like with every law that the Democrats pass, for example, like, well, I don't want to have an abortion. I'm so much better than other people to have an abortion, and I'm so Catholic. But other people can have an abortion and go to hell, right? Like that's how these people pass their laws. Like they like look at everybody else like they're inferior. Don't be inferior. Be superior. Be the person that says, I know what's better for me. I know what's right from wrong, and I'm going to do what's right. And if one day I don't do what's right, you can get forgiven. That's okay. But you still have to pick yourself up and you have to keep going forward, and you have to just believe that there's the Lord in this life, in this world, is not the true Lord. Believe in what's inside is what I'm trying to say. It has nothing to do with children. I'm talking to adults. For children, yes, I do hope that adults do hear this and pass it on to their own kids. That would be fantastic. But nobody's trying to take anybody's right to vote. We're trying to make sure that votes are legitimate. That's not supposed to be an insult to Black people. That's not supposed. Is that what you thought? That it's supposed to be an insult to Black? No, no. Legitimate votes means that. Oh, come on. I this this is like the root of my anger, is that I really do feel that sometimes people are being dishonest, or they're plain stupid. Either way, they should not be opening their big fat mouths, right? You can't, you have to know what you're talking about, and you have to be honest about it. Either way, um, okay, so that is my, everybody should vote. Um, you know what? Yeah, that's kind of question. Yeah, that's kind of a part of a bigger conversation, because then you start to wonder who's going to be on the ballot, because then you have to wonder, are cult members going to vote for Marilyn Manson? You know, like that sort of thing. Like it's kind of like you don't like you have to think about these things. And at the same time, it doesn't mean that like Joe Biden, for example, is any better than Marilyn Manson. No, they're like the same creature. I swear, they're like the same. He's creating he tried to create a cult his entire life, and he did with Nancy, probably. Like Nancy and him have like this whole little cult thing going. But um, so that might be some sort of resemblance, you know, from one end of the spectrum to the other. At the same time, we're all allowed to vote. We just have to be responsible when we vote. When you're not going to be responsible, when you're going to vote for Marilyn Manson or criminals, then you shouldn't be able to vote, I guess is what I'm saying. And that's where I'm going to leave it. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Don't create, like, don't go off and print off any like fake ballots and pass them through your machines on Dominion ransom. I know people don't give you. How is, oh my God, rat. So this software is fighting with teeth and nails to keep access to like how the product actually worked in Arizona and Maricopa, they're like, no, I can't because everybody's job is at stake. Like everybody's sort of like they have their hands tied behind their back. But if I give them, if they give them passwords, what other passwords are they going to give? You know what I mean? So they're just going to stick around for the next 4 years and hopefully try and fix it in the next 2 years. But like seriously, a program like Dominion should never be allowed in the on the voting booth again. And if Dominion wants to sue me, go for it. Monique Weezar. That's my name. You know how to find me, okay? All right. So that, I guess I'm just having too much fun. Alrighty. Bye-bye.